for this one. The best game of the week in my book, the Sunday night game in Santa Clara. 8-2 Packers currently in the 2-seed spot in the NFC versus the 9-1 Niners, currently in the top spot. So they've had to work for the last few weeks to stay there. Kyler Murray causing all sorts of problems for them last week. JJ, what do you think Green Bay will do with the things that they saw put on tape?
Well, the last 2 weeks, what we've seen is mobile quarterbacks, and we've seen the Niners struggle with the mobile quarterbacks, getting outside the pocket, whether they're making plays with their legs or they're making plays with their arm. That is what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Whenever we play teams that have big-time pass rushers, we got a clock. And coach don't hit that clock until Aaron starts scrambling, and then that's when the play really starts, and you start doing scramble drills. And we go into the game telling ourselves that we want 30 to 35 scramble plays in this game. And what that does is that's going to keep the pass rush honest. That's going to make them sit back a little bit because they don't want Aaron Rodgers to get out of the pocket, and then he'll be able to stand in the pocket and deliver. But if you let these guys just get off on the snap of the ball and come after and hunt, it's going to be a long day for Aaron Rodgers. So get outside the pocket, extend those plays. I know they're practicing this week. Extend those plays. Make these plays 7, 8, 9 seconds. Aaron will deliver the ball or make a play with his legs, and I think the Packers got the advantage.
So y'all got to be in shape.
We always in shape. All we do is run and practice.
I was going to say, you must be running.
Don't get him started, MJD. LaFleur, by the way, and Robert Saleh, apparently best friends. LaFleur said today that he texted Saleh a question about his defense the other day as a joke.
Stuff now.
He hasn't heard from him since. Of course, Saleh might just be busy tracking all of his team's injuries. Guys, look at all of these players that did not practice today for San Francisco. George Kittle, Matt Breida, Emmanuel Sanders, Deebo Samuel, Joe Staley, Dee Ford, Robbie Gould. That is 5 offensive starters that Jimmy Garoppolo might have to take the field without. That said, they were missing all of those guys for bits of last week's game, too, and they still scored 36 points. Does Green Bay have the guys to slow them down?
I think they do defensively. When you play the San Francisco 49ers, you have to stop the run, and that's what we saw the Arizona Cardinals do. They stopped the run. Now, the one thing the Cardinals didn't do was cover the tight end. That's something else that they need to work on. But if you stop the run and you force Jimmy Garoppolo to throw in the tight windows and try to beat you, he struggles a little bit, and we saw that with Seattle. When they played the Seattle Seahawks, they got late in the game. There's a pick that was dropped. They could have probably sealed it earlier than it was, right? And Jimmy, he gets a little frustrated. And so in this situation, if you can stop the run and put more of the onus on him, I think he'll be. There's another one. If you put it on him, he'll give you opportunities. Now the question is, James, are the Packers ready for these opportunities when they come and hit their hands, right? Like, is Jair Alexander going to be there when he throws the ball? And then you have to be able to take advantage because just like any NFL team, if you don't create that turnover or you drop that pick, that team goes down and scores and changes the game.
Absolutely. Especially in a game like this, you got to make those plays when they're there. If you let those plays go, it could change the whole game.
It's a huge game, too. Massive playoff implications. Winner will be the top seed in the NFC at the end of the weekend, and the loser could find their hold atop their division in jeopardy. You've got the Vikings and the Seahawks ready to pounce. So this entire thing is essentially up for grabs, and we're curious who you think will end up taking it on the NFC side. Which team here do you think is the best in the NFC? These are just the current division leaders. MJD, before you get all excited here, feel free to write in another option. These are the division leaders right now. You can vote on Twitter at NFL Total Access, and we'll bring you the results a little bit later on.
All right, you got the NFC there. How about the AFC playoff picture, Lindsay? It's crazy as well. Pats, Ravens, Chiefs, Colts are the division leaders. But how about this? All 6 seeds are in play this weekend. There is a scenario where any of these 6 spots could have a different team in that spot by the end of Monday night. That includes the Raiders, who could potentially jump up. Raiders play the Jets, the team Brian Baldinger breaks down on this edition of Playbook.
When the Oakland Raiders travel to visit the New York Jets this weekend, they're going to see the #1 rush defense in the NFL. Fewest rushing yards allowed and the lowest rush average. And let me show you a couple things that the Jets have been doing to achieve that. Now, let's take a look here in the spotlight. Steve McClendon, James Burgess right here, and Henry Anderson. All right, now, on this play, it's going to be an inside zone to Adrian Peterson last week against the Redskins. And when you watch this and how they defeat these blocks right now, watch what they do. You're going to get right here, you're going to get Steve McClendon right here, like he's defeated this block. Burgess is here, and Henry Anderson comes here. And what they've done is they've squeezed and compressed the field. That's what they want to do in the run game. Now, one thing that the Raiders are going to have to get ready for is this. On this, they have their 2 inside linebackers here, and they have a 3rd inside linebacker, Neville Hewitt, and he's completely protected. Now, on this play here, out of the pistol formation, Adrian Peterson, again, they're going to defeat the blocks. They've angled block right here, and you can see right now that Anderson is in great shape. Here comes Quinnen Williams, and here's Burgess. They've got 4 guys that are now free. And Adrian Peterson, as he takes this ball, there you go. You compress the field. And that's what they've been doing on a regular basis with a lot of guys that are unknown in the NFL. The 4th leading rusher in the league is Josh Jacobs of the Raiders. But he's going to see his best challenge so far this season when he faces the Jets. And those are just a couple plays from this week's playbook.
Doesn't want that these days. And how about this for a twist? The player chosen by the players as the best player in the NFL in last year's top 100, waiting for him on the other side of the ball. The best guy in the league when it comes to pressures and get off, trying to pressure the quarterback who scrambles the most and makes guys miss at an insane rate. He is tough to defend and has left many a team scratching their heads as to how to do it. Sent Jalen Ramsey to social media this week looking for answers. Adding Michael Vick. How would you stop someone like, well, kind of like yourself, but the 2019 version? I need tips for the game. So far, no response from Michael Vick. Maybe you'll have some suggestions, though. What should the Rams do?
I got some tips for them. Listen, you need some help. You definitely need some help. Lamar Jackson is special, and what I believe the Ravens do is they try to get him one-on-one. A lot of these defenses think if that spies on Lamar Jackson, that defensive end is right there, that is a success. We got him. That's what the Ravens want. One-on-one with Lamar Jackson, and he will make you miss 9 times out of 10. Right here, one of the most athletic linebackers in our league, Whitney Merciless. Foot in the ground, makes him miss, and when he makes you miss, he got damage to do, yards after yards, big play after big play. What you have to do to Lamar Jackson is keep him in the pocket. Right here you see Kansas City. 2 wide edge rushers right here. If he does escape, it has to go through the middle. And right here, it's zone coverage, so you see 2 linebackers' eyes on him waiting for the scramble. He tries to escape. The sack is right there. There's nowhere for him to go. Same thing right here. You see him coming off Tyrann Mathieu. He wants to come. He stops, puts the contain on, forces him to step up, pressure up the middle. We want him to escape up the middle. Sack there. That was a great play by Tyrann Mathieu, keeping him inside the pocket. What the Rams need to do, move 99, Aaron Donald, this game outside. And what this is going to do is get him one-on-one. And if it doesn't get him one-on-one, you're going to have to put tight ends, running backs to chip block. And once you do that, you get a spy in the middle of the field, a free player who can keep their eyes on Lamar Jackson, because a tight end or a running back has to stay in the chip and get out late, and they can't just get into the pass game early. Keep him inside the pocket. If he does escape, make him escape up the middle. Do not let him get on the edge.
Seems like they might have a little bit of an X factor in the secondary, too, right? A guy by the name of Eric Weddle.
Absolutely. Eric Weddle has been practicing against Lamar Jackson for a year. He knows how fast he is. He probably knows some of his favorite moves. He understands what the Ravens want to do with him. So he's going to be able to tell that defense how they want to use him, and I'm sure that'll help as well.
Of course, having the information and then executing the game plan are 2 totally different things.
Totally different.
Again, the Monday night game, it is at the Coliseum here in Los Angeles, so we're going to go there live with special Total Access pre- and post-game prep.
I know it's a short week when the Colts take on the Houston Texans. They have to go to last Sunday's game and see what the Ravens did with their pressure package and see if there's maybe something they can take from that to apply to the game, because the Ravens had a total beatdown of the Houston Texan offense. Here's what I'm talking about. They've got this amoeba defense where they've got 2 guys moving around. This is Judon, number 99, a linebacker. Watch the offensive line sort it out. They actually drop out. These are interior guys. So what do the Ravens do? They bring Humphrey and Clark on the outside. Houston actually picks this up pretty good. It still ends up being just a 5-man rush, but they got to it in a unique way. And let me show you the effect with that later on in the game. So now you have to factor for these safeties. You have to account for the inside. Same thing. I got Judon over here on the right. I got Clark. I got it in the corner over here. Look what happens. They let the 2 interior linemen, Ward and Judon, go totally, because obviously the guard and tackle are looking at linebackers. They're looking at outside safeties. They don't know where the pressure's coming. Well, what does the Indianapolis Colts do? They cover off on the same way, put 3 on the inside, bring 1, drop 2. So that means the offensive line is focused on the inside. That brings a free runner on the outside and gets a shot on Deshaun Watson. The Colts are known for a four-man rush, but they have actually blitzed twice as much this year compared to last year. I think we're going to see more of those 5- and 6-man pressures if they're going to go on the road to beat the Texans on Thursday night. That's another page out of this week's playbook.
Coach, thank you much. And immediately following the game, check out